This show has a rating of PG-13, and because I can't control what my guests can say or do, it's going to be some listener discretion. So if they say something that offends you, just know that it's not my words, it's theirs. Furthermore, any factual information talked about in this show is factual at the date of recording or broadcast. So take it with a grain of salt. With all of that out of the way, enjoy the show.
All right, guys, you ready? 3, 1.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta, Canada, to the rest of the world. It's The Dash. And here's your host, Corey Collins. It's The Dash.
Welcome, everybody, to the first ever episode of The Dash. I'm your host, Corey Collins. And, holy crap, has it been a very long few months for me getting this all prepared for you guys. This is the first ever episode. This is the pilot episode of a brand new take on the variety show just for you. And I thank you all for tuning in today. Just very quickly, before anything gets started, I want to tell you what we aim to do here at The Dash. Well, let me tell you. The Dash is trying to take on a new variety show format, except for, you know, just listening purposes. You've got Jimmy Fallon, you've got Ellen DeGeneres, they're all fine and dandy on the television. But behind the mic, that's where it's at right now. So, it's going to be lots of fun, antics, not going to be all talk even though we're talking. Don't want it to be boring. So, to give you a little bit of a background on the companies that I've used and the people that I've met who helped me get this far. Music Radio Creative, Chelsea is the voice that you heard at the very beginning there, introducing the show. You'll hear another chap. I've met him on Fiverr. He operates out of Nova Scotia. His name is Voice of Greg. All of the jingles that you're going to hear today is from Sonic Spring. The website is hosted through GoDaddy and Squarespace. Great websites if you need a portfolio. The radio service alone is through Radionomy, and this entire production is being put together in part by Muse Media. And I've actually got the owner of Muse Media here with me today. His name is Titan McBride. Titan, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I feel fantastic, and I'm really excited, as you can tell.
I'm pumped. Let's do this thing.
Awesome. Well, this is the beginning of a brand new series. We're hopefully going to do these every Thursday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, just for you guys. If you at any point want to tune in to the show, or if you have something that you want to mention, go on Twitter, use the hashtag #TheDashShow, or if you go onto our website on the live page, you can actually tune in and join the live chat on Discord. So you go there, have a ton of fun. But with that said, I have another panelist that I'm going to introduce after this short little break.
Coming up next.
Gonna quickly go over what's trending on Twitter, so stay tuned after the break.
The Dash will return in a moment. It's The Dash.
911, what's your emergency?
It's my husband. He's having a heart attack.
We are a male, 44 years old, possible myocardial infarction. It's going into arrest. Shocking again. Clear.
His heart is severely damaged.
Can you fix it?
We're hoping it can fix itself if we can get the cells to multiply.
The race to save lives starts with research. Your donations to Heart and Stroke help fund the best medical minds in the world.
Our first kiss. That day we got caught in the rain. The romantic way he proposed. The birth of our baby girl. The day he was diagnosed with lymphoma.
Cancer changes everything, unless we change cancer. The Canadian Cancer Society continues to help families when they need it most.
I'll never forget hearing the words cancer-free.
Change depends on you. To donate or volunteer, visit cancer.ca.
This is the sound of safety.
911 call center.
Hi, yeah, I want to report an impaired driver. There's a car swerving all over the road. I'm on Highway 8.
The police want citizens to call 911 to report impaired drivers, because keeping them off the road is everyone's responsibility. If you suspect an impaired driver, pull over, call 911, and save someone's life.
Change for the better.
Mad Canada, helping the victim, stopping the crime.
Jazz. It's an expression of body and soul. When it all comes together, you find that perfect harmony. Hi, I'm Oscar Peterson. For those who suffer from hepatitis A, B, or C, however, there is no harmony. Because sadly, hepatitis is just one of many serious forms of liver disease that affects too many Canadians. The Canadian Liver Foundation needs your help. Please call 1-800-563-LIVE. With your generous contribution, we can all make music in the key of life.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Dash. I'm your host, Corey Collins, and yeah, this is it. So we're going to introduce a brand new segment that I like to call Trendy Tweets. The whole concept is we go on Twitter using the worldwide trends, that is the big rule here, and we begin to search what's trending on Twitter when we discuss it. And unfortunately, with just Titan and I, it's not enough. So I'm going to introduce to you my third panelist for today. His name is David. David, how are you?
I am superb. Corey, how are you?
I feel fantastic. And we've also got Titan here with us still.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, yeah. So, you guys know how this is going to work. We're going to look through some of the worldwide trends going on right now. And immediately, one of the first ones that popped up for me was something here that says The Apprentice. Now, obviously, this has to deal with Donald Trump in some way. And we can't just let up an opportunity like this. But
well, I mean,
I'm
Donald Trump, so we could let it go.
Well, we could let it
nice,
go.
You know.
I mean, we're Canadians. We don't really care all that much about the election, or at least we shouldn't.
No.
We only care as much to the point where we have to make sure too many Americans don't come fleeing into Canada once they realize how bad their country is going to be over the next, well, once basically November hits. In
a couple of weeks, actually, yeah. in like 2 weeks, and that's the scary part right there. Is, you know, it could either be a good thing or a bad thing for us, and at that point, I don't really care. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to very, very quickly go over some of what's trending, and I saw something here from The Apprentice, and it looks like it's a Vine. Let's see here. Can I get this link handed out to you guys? Probably.
I don't know, can you?
Probably. Let's see. Copy the link address. There it is for you. The Vine is in there.
Oh yeah, there's the...
Wow, look at this.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Now that's how you do a handshake.
So the caption here says, my favorite part of hashtag The Apprentice was when Paul almost killed Oliver with a textbook shoulder charge.
I need to start doing that kind of...
You nearly knocked down the building with that shoulder charge.
Can you
bam?
Can you kill somebody with like that kind of like a bump though? Like, is there some kind of pressure point there?
You know what? He could probably break a jaw, maybe.
It didn't look like he did it that hard though.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you absolutely charge into them or something, yeah, probably, but not from that.
I wouldn't know. So. And see, a lot of handshakes I know aren't even handshakes these days, which really kind of throws me off of a loop.
You're not prepared for what's coming.
Expect the unexpected. Boom.
So just out of my own curiosity, I kind of want to see what is currently trending in Canada, like just in all of Canada.
Well, and I'm looking through the history for trending tweets today. Dangerous Woman Tour seems to be another one. I'm guessing that's well, I'm not guessing, it is obviously something to do with Ariana Grande. And based on the fact that it's called Dangerous Woman Tour, I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say she's going on tour.
Surprise!
Probably.
Just guess.
We don't know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Let's just see for nearby locations for where David and I are. Tom Cruise is.
What the hell is he doing here?
He's recreating his entire film career in 9 minutes.
Oh, that was a clip that he did with James Corden.
Jack Reacher. Why it's trending in the Toronto area?
Who knows? I mean, I'm looking at the Toronto tweets now, and I'm seeing Trump book reports. Like, why is that
through too? Ontario grade 10 is trending. Apparently, the grade 10 literacy exam was canceled. Why that couldn't have happened when I was in grade 10? I
know
that would have been convenient when I was in high school.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god! But I don't know. Like that test wasn't as hard as they made it out to be.
No.
I mean, for those of you who are not from Ontario or even Canada, the grade 10 literacy test is pretty much it's just reading, writing, and math, isn't it? It's just English and math. Well, it is.
If it's a literacy test, Corey, it's just
It's
English.
just you literally write some sentences.
You're thinking of
EQAO.
EQAO.
As EQAO, not the literacy test. No.
Literacy test. Literacy is English, not math and science.
But pretty much, it's a test that you take in the 10th grade to see whether or not, your reading and writing ability is up to snuff with what they expect of, a 16, 17-year-old student.
Quote unquote par.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know a lot of students that didn't pass that. And the few that I did know didn't pass because, well, just they ran out of time.
No, they didn't put capitals on their T's.
We're gonna dock you points if you don't use proper capitalization and if you don't dot your I's.
No, even better. Just don't put a single period in until the end, so it's just one giant.
No. Oh my god. The people marking that test would have been like, immediately put this person back into the system.
Put them back into kindergarten.
No punctuation whatsoever.
Regardless though, I even did the after school help program just to kind of give myself a little bit of an edge. That did absolutely nothing for me. I was already good in English anyways. I think I graduated English with the highest mark of a 93, which was
a nerd here.
Well, bear in mind that was the college ability, so I mean the university.
Oh yeah, you were only in applied, right?
Yeah. Well, because I didn't know what my potential was at the time, and I thought that I was going to go to college, not university.
I mean, to be fair, academic English, it was I kind of failed it in grade 12.
Well, yeah, and the only difference was Shakespearean, wasn't it? You learned Shakespeare.
No, it was just because I was bored out of my mind and I fell asleep in class. That's how I didn't do it.
Well, there you go, right there.
I was cleaning out my bedroom and I found I think it was grade 11. I found my grade 11 English ISU. I'm like, I did one? I was genuinely surprised that I even did one. I didn't know I did it to begin with it. But then I did summer school and I got like a flipping 98 or something. And
and also class sizes weren't helpful either because you weren't getting a lot of one-on-one time, and that's the problem with a lot of schools in Ontario is class sizes only get bigger and bigger. I was once in a class with 35 students. Now that was way past the limit during its time period. I mean, but yeah. So yeah. When we come, we'll go for a quick 2-minute break here, and when we come back from the break, we're going to discuss something a little more Halloween themed. How do you guys think about that?
This is Halloween.
We'll be right back after this short message.
Coming up next,
we're going to be discussing Halloween and clowns after this.
The Dash will return in a moment.
it's the Dash. It's the Dash.
Welcome back to the Dash. we were just talking about all the stuff that we were hearing and seeing on Twitter, and we were also talking about the grade 10 literacy test. We're back now with random chatter. And if you haven't been paying attention to the news lately because you live underneath a rock, whereas I live on top of one, there's been a lot of clowns going around scaring people, and it's quite interesting, but not quite shocking for this time of year. We've heard a lot of things from people stalking to a bunch of just kind of random stuff going on. What do you guys have to say about this?
I hate clowns.
You hate clowns.
I hate them. You know what? I don't have a fear of them. They're just kind of creepy in their own little majestic way. And if I ever encountered one, I will not be afraid to use my car as a lethal weapon. Let's say that to the least.
Us at the Dash do not endorse any physical violence or manslaughter.
No, we don't condone to that.
It just so happens that that's the way that David feels.
Strictly my opinion and my observation.
But what's this I'm hearing about, like a purge going on? I know, Titan, you brought this up to me the other day.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at David.
Oh God, but you know.
Okay, sorry. No, I read on Facebook that, of course, everything you read on Facebook instantly is true, by the way.
Oh, of course everything is.
But yeah, so basically what I read was a bunch of clowns, I guess, are planning to do a kind of purge thing the night before Halloween. I mean, at least they have the decency to not do it on Halloween. But I guess it's their kind of way of just celebrating the inner clown anger in them. And
the glory of the clown?
They're basically like going to be going out the night before Halloween, and they are going to be just kind of scaring the crap out of people, I guess.
For those who have rocks as cell phones, please inform us what this purge is about.
I just did. Were you not?
No, I wasn't listening. For those who were listening, I apologize.
No, basically, yeah. Sum it up, yeah. Clowns are going to be going out the night before Halloween and scaring the crap out of people. Not like there's a bunch of people randomly wandering around your neighborhood the night before Halloween. But it's people are saying to make sure your doors are locked and everything. I don't think it's going to get that extreme, at least not where I live. But I can definitely see in some parts of wherever you might live, yeah, it might get a little bit scarier. Like, and you might want to lock your door because basically you'll have people that are going around with the intention to terrorize people. And it can be a scary thought. Obviously, I don't think it's going to get as bad as the actual Purge movies because that's an entirely different thing. But
horrible movie series, by the way.
I mean, it wasn't bad.
Well, the first one wasn't bad. The second one, no, it was just like a hill. It just
It's like anything. Like the first one's good, then it just
exactly
like Jaws, for example.
Oh.
Jaws just first Jaws movie. If you've seen Jaws, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, first movie was great. Definitely watch it. Jaws 2, I mean, if you have nothing better to do, then okay. After that, I don't know what Jaws 3 was and Jaws 4.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they did with that one. It's like, yeah, let's just pull ideas out of our asses.
That's pretty much what it seemed like. It was awful, and it sucks because Spielberg has made so many. It was Spielberg, right?
It was, I think, yes.
Yeah. Like he made so many great movies, like Back to the Future, for example. My favorite movie series. Was he part of the last few though?
You know what? I think he was part of the second one, but I'm not sure. The third one, I think, was probably some kind of possessed TV movie.
Yeah, Sharknado. I mean.
Oh yeah, Sharknado. Yeah, that's a good movie series.
I'd watch that over any of the Jaws sequels in a heartbeat. And yes, we are looking at the Discord chat, by the way. So we are reading your comments.
Yeah. So if you have something to say it.
Yeah, Sharknado. Watch that before you watch any of the Jaws sequels.
Yes.
Jaws 3. If you haven't seen Jaws 3D, picture when was it released? Like in the 80s? Like if you described how 3D works to somebody, that's basically how the movie ended. It was terrible.
Awful, horrendous.
I could have made a better movie in PowerPoint than they did. Sharknado, not over the first Jaws. No. The first Jaws, definitely by a long shot. Jaws 2, but 3 and 4, definitely. Oh, they were terrible.
Yeah, horrendous.
Oh man.
Sharknado was pretty good. I mean, it got a sequel, I think. That is
I think it did. Yeah.
It did. But
I didn't make it through the first one.
It was so bad. There's an art to terrible movies. I mean, if you watch Titanic 2, I mean, that was pretty bad.
There wasn't an official.
Well, not officially, no. It was made by some, backstage movie producer or something.
Someone that was bored on their spare time, so they stole.
Someone with too much money and wanted to make
it.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's what it pretty much was filmed with, for that matter.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, there's an art to terrible movies, but you have to be very selective.
Haven't seen Deep Blue Sea, but there were 3 Jaws sequels. That was basically when Universal was on the streak of, hey, Jaws makes money, let's get money from it, and they just milked the crap out of the series.
Oh, easily.
Like it's like they basically have a name, they make something terrible, they stick Jaws on it. There we go, money. That's not how
money. It's basically all it's about. The same with the Star Wars thing, for that matter.
I'll be honest, I've never seen a single Star Wars movie.
It's all hype at my point.
I'm probably going to be killed for saying that, but I've honestly never seen a Star Wars movie. I have to change it, I know, but
at some point, maybe. I mean, the first 3 are kind of ugh, but 4, 5, and 6, I think weren't too bad. Well, you know what? Yeah, it did. 2014 Godzilla was awful. If any of you have seen it, you'll agree with that statement.
I might have seen it.
It's a movie you'll easily forget. So,
that's not.
Claim you saw it, then maybe you did see it after all.
Oh man, I remember I seen one Jawzilla. That I would watch.
Jawzilla, that's something I would watch.
That I would watch in a heartbeat. Oh man, a giant shark that takes over Tokyo. We have to go to Universal with this.
It could be like an Oscar-winning movie.
Oscar? Oh, sorry, Leo. We're gonna get an Oscar before you.
Oh, well, no, he's already got one.
He's already got an Oscar now.
Yeah, he got one for The Relevant or something.
Revenant,
sorry.
Jawzilla, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's not even out yet.
Yeah. See, there you go. We got one viewer for that.
Also, Corey, we kind of got off topic.
I know, and I apologize for having to be a little bit away. I was pulled away briefly there.
No, you said in the chat that you needed to go.
He's putting on tea. He basically left us. So he
and you know what? Oh my god. So
10 points for you, viewer.
Nobody except for those of us in the Discord chat can see this, but there's now an image which I'm going to save that image now. I'm going to save that image and I'm going to put that on our Twitter page right now. That is hilarious.
Oh man. I'd watch that.
I would pay money for that.
I don't know. I was never into the whole thriller thing. Like that wasn't my deal. I never really watched. I never saw Godzilla, and I never watched Jaws to its full extent.
I only like Jaws because it scared the crap out of my sister.
Oh yeah.
And like when she was younger, and I wanted her to leave the room, just throw Jaws on. There you go, problem solved.
Like, ah!
Pretty much, she goes running for the hills. Peace. Wait, who you don't like Michael Jackson?
How dare you?
You
don't like Michael Jackson?
No, I do like Michael Jackson. How is that related to Jaws? You must be thinking of Free Willy because I remember a Michael Jackson song playing on that movie.
Yes, everyone remembers Free Willy.
Yeah.
Swim. Oh dear. That was like a
he dislikes Thriller. No, I like the song Thriller. I like the song Thriller, but I don't like.
You're trying to make up for the fact you said you don't like Michael Jackson.
Let's see, he's trying to.
No, I said that I don't like. I said that I don't like thriller films.
I love this chat. They're twisting your words. They're perfect.
See, you know this. Twisting everything. Left, right,
This is why the internet's perfect.
Oh. Triggered.
But yeah, back on the clowns. Basically that's what is said to be happening on October 30th. I mean, if you're bored, I guess just drive around and watch the chaos.
Run them all down. I don't condone that though.
As the owner of Muse Media, I don't condone running over clowns. If you're in Grand Theft Auto or something, maybe
There's a mod for that. There's a mod for that.
There's a mod for everything. There's a mod to get the Note 7 in Grand Theft Auto.
Is it really?
There was, yeah. Samsung actually had them pull the video though. Because I guess, you know, they didn't like the fact that people were using their phone as sticky bombs.
Oh boy.
Oh dear, oh dear. What a world we live in.
Actually, no, they do have a point though. It is an issue too of people heading out to purposely attack the clowns.
Well, yeah, and even locally here in Newfoundland, we have something here called the Terror House, which is a haunted house type of thing. And it's, you know, every town has one of these types of things where you go out.
South Oshawa, so.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad, but true. But anyways, here, a clown that actually, you know, his job is to scare people. You know, he actually got stabbed and attacked and got.
Were they going out onto the street randomly though?
No, it was an actual like closed door haunted house type deal.
Really?
And somebody just immediately just punted this guy.
Oh man.
And I'm like, seriously? Like, this is one of the most polite provinces in all of Canada, and there's people getting stabbed for dressing up as clowns around Halloween when they're doing their job to scare you.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to act like a thug about it all.
Oh no.
But needless to say, I've never been. I've never been one to.
Wait, what? You said they stab? What they stab them with? Like.
Who knows?
They're not. They don't mind this.
Again.
Sword I have. Like,
again, it's like. I don't know all the details, so you know whether they were stabbed or not.
If that's the case, because I know, for example, Canada's Wonderland during the Halloween haunt. That's why they have metal detectors before you enter the park, so you can't have like a pocket knife or anything that could potentially stab people. And even if the metal detectors don't go off, they'll still get you to empty your pockets.
Yeah, I don't know the full extent of the story, so whether or not they were actually stabbed is a different thing. But
well, because I know Halloween haunt, like I mean, that stuff there is scary. I haven't heard anyone attacking them. Like,
well, and that's what's going on right now though. Is it seems that the clown stuff is just getting worse this year. You know, which and people.
I don't even know where it came from to begin with.
I don't know. It originally came from the States. I think it was.
Well,
that doesn't surprise me.
From what I read, again, this is based off what I read on Facebook, so whether it's true or not, it's an entirely different thing. But it had to do with Stephen King's It.
Oh, you know, that's
reviving that.
Yeah, they are reviving, and that's actually being filmed in Oshawa, isn't it not?
The house shots were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to check the house out and everything. It's really cool, the set and everything they're using for it. But no, they only did the exterior house shots. All the interior shots are being filmed in Toronto, I believe. I could be wrong.
Well,
but
they're all over the place. You know, there's people saying they're in Europe. Some are saying they're in America. They're all just.
Well, because they're filming in Ontario as it is.
Yeah.
Chances are they're sticking with that general region, so you know the actors flying all over the place just to do a simple shot. Because, like I said, I actually got to go on a little tour of the inside of the set, and yeah, it's just all the exterior shots.
But yeah.
So,
but you know what?
Yeah, Steven even tweeted. He's like, seriously, like I can't remember exactly what he tweeted, but he's like, they're just clowns. Like people are taking them too far. I can't remember exactly what he tweeted, but it was something along the lines of like. Just like, calm down. Like, they're clowns. They're not supposed to be scary. Clowns are supposed to be. Well, they originally started as being like friendly stuff, and now
they're all over the place.
Now it's just chaos and anarchy, basically.
Yeah. Welcome to 2016, everybody. Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit of tech. So stay tuned after this.
Coming up next.
We're going to be talking about drones, phones, games, and the Nintendo Switch. Up next.
The Dash will return in a moment.
It's the Dash.
Didn't get a chance to listen to us live? Check us out on our YouTube channel to find all the latest episodes. It's The Dash.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Dash. In the last segment, we talked about Halloween as a whole and the little clown epidemic that's going on right now. And then we even came up with a new idea for a Hollywood blockbuster, Jawzilla. But now we're going to go away from all of that, and we are going to talk now tech stuff. Now, this is something that, you know, at least Titan and I have a little bit of experience in. David, not as much, because he's not a techie. He's more of a car guy. That's his thing. But you know, tech is something that is around us all the time. Heck, I'm using tech right now. I'm using a virtual mixing board just to get all this stuff put together. So we're going to briefly talk about some of the new drones that are out on the market now. Some new phones, like the Pixel, that's definitely out.
Rockstar. I see a lot
Rockstar.
of people going on about the Nintendo Switch, so we're definitely going to touch on that, guys.
Yeah, they announced that today. Actually, they gave the name and the video, the trailer for it today. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Rockstar's newest addition to their Red Dead series. Even though probably, at least I know I don't care about the game. And I'm pretty sure Titan doesn't care as much either.
I could do without, but...
You could do without, but it's still Rockstar. You know, they make some pretty interesting stuff. So let's just start off right out the gate with drones. You've got DJI Mavic, the GoPro Karma, and then you pit those two against the brand new, not the brand new, but the Phantom 4, DJI Phantom 4, which you actually have, Titan.
No, I have the Phantom 3.
Oh, you have the Phantom 3.
The Phantom 3 Professional.
Well, it might as well be the Phantom 4 at that point.
I think they have the same sensor. But yeah, when it comes to comparing which drone you want, obviously, first off, none of those drones are cheap. Like, you're looking at, by the time you get the drone, like, you know, a couple extra batteries, a carrying case, all that kind of stuff, you're looking at upwards of $1,000. So they're by far not cheap. And they're fun, but not cheap. And it really all comes down to what you want to do with them. Because if you are a filmmaker or someone that really likes to make videos and stuff, the Phantom 4, look no further. It has the best image quality, and best image quality for a drone with a built-in sensor kind of thing, like built-in camera attachment. Obviously, when you get to higher-end drones, you can throw like a 5D Mark IV or something, or a Blackmagic Cinema or something on them. The Phantom 4 doesn't stand a chance compared to those. But in terms of drones and just for you know, like a starting thing, Phantom 4, look no further. Best image quality and video quality. My personal one, the Phantom 3 Professional, I've gotten about 5 kilometers with it. I don't know how much that is in miles, but the image quality is beyond incredible. Then you look at the Mavic and the DJI, that's the same thing. The DJI Mavic and the GoPro Karma, they're meant
for the on-the-go user. That's what they're kind of...
Yeah.
They want to make it more user-friendly and more consumer-friendly, but definitely not a consumer-friendly price.
Because chances are, if you have a GoPro already, you like the GoPro ecosystem. So the decision's made for you which one you should get. Obviously, if you have GoPro, you have the accessories and stuff, then the GoPro Karma is probably going to be what you like, because you're still within that ecosystem. If you're new to drones and you don't really care about that, I would say go with the Mavic, just because GoPros have a tendency to fisheye some things here and there. And
well, that's all that wide angle stuff that they do with their GoPros too. You know, which it's fine and dandy for landscape though.
Yeah, but like in terms of portability too, the Mavic is a little bit more portable than it. It's a bit smaller, folds up better and stuff like that. It really all comes down to if you want image quality or portability. If you want image quality, get a Phantom or a higher end one if you can afford it. If you want portability and you're not invested in the GoPro ecosystem, I'd say the Mavic. If you already have a bunch of GoPro accessories, you might even have the GoPros that are compatible with it, then obviously the Karma is the cheapest option, and I would recommend jumping for that.
Yeah.
It'll just be cheaper to buy a helicopter.
Well, my Phantom 3 Professional, by the time I got all the accessories and stuff for that, came to probably around 2,700 Canadian.
Yeah, and they're not cheap, and it's one of those things that you invest in. It's one of those things that you buy it and you let it pay for itself. And I know you're a photographer, but you don't like to use your drone as much.
Because
you use it for certain
Muse
things.
Media, so I've done there's a bunch of drone videos on Muse Media, and yeah, I've done some drone stuff on Muse Media, both photos, videos. Again, I studied. Well, not again. I haven't said this. I studied photography and videography in college, so I have a diploma for them, and they really all depend on what you want to do. If you want to do landscape stuff, great, get a drone. There's nothing better than a drone for landscape shots, because you can get hundreds of feet up in the air. For videos and stuff like that, it's really all going to depend, because it depends on the shots you want. If you're just doing this shot of someone walking down the street, you can do it with a stabilizer, and it's a lot cheaper than getting a drone.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and the price difference between the Mavic and the Karma. The Mavic is $1,000 straight up, whereas the Karma is $800. So for $100 difference, you're getting you're not getting much of a difference except for that fisheye. And the one thing that the Karma does come with is that stabilizer, which has a backpack attachment to it. So there's pros and cons of each and yada yada. But moving on now to the phones. I know you've been watching phones like a hawk. You've been I think the past 2 weeks you've gone through 2 or 3 phones now.
More phones than I'd like to remember.
One of the big ones that's been marketed out now is the Pixel, the Google Pixel, the first ever actual phone by Google. Now I know you have some supreme opinions about that.
I do. Just give me a second here. Just have to do something real quick.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Google is they own Android. They own anything that has to deal with Android, and they have the Pixel tablets. That's about it. That's all they've got is the Pixel tablets. And this is their first time making a phone. It looks nice. It's a beautiful looking phone. It's just really expensive for what you get with it. Comes with 128 gigs of storage. Comes with an aluminum body. It is a metal unibody. Has a rear camera of 12.3 megapixels, front camera of 8 megapixels. Has an AMOLED display of you can get 5 or 5.5. You can
5 or 5.5 inch.
And the battery is good too.
Based on early reviews, yeah, the battery's looking really good. And I want to touch this. I know you said 128 gig. It's also 32 gig starting at. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Yeah, no, I said up to 128.
Okay, yeah. It comes in 32 or 128 gig variations. But based on earlier reviews, it's looking really good. Battery life, people are saying, is beyond incredible.
Yeah, I'm reading on here the talk time of 26 hours for the Pixel and 32 hours for the XL version.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is the fact that the bottom chin on the phone, there's just nothing there. When you look at stuff like the iPhone or the Galaxies, they have buttons along the bottom. Or you look at, say, the Nexus 6 or the 6P or the 5X or something like that. They have a speaker at the bottom. The Pixel is just, there's nothing there. It feels like wasted space when Google could have easily put front-facing speakers in. But other than that, no, this phone is looking really solid. I should warn people, it's priced to be an iPhone competitor. It's not cheap. It's starting at $8.99 Canadian, which
let's convert that
I think it's $5.99 American.
It is also for our British listeners, because we have some in the chat, $5.55 British pounds.
I don't know if Google's done that directly or not, but
yeah, it could be different across the board depending on where you're at.
That's the direct conversions. We should note. We're just converting them online. But no,
yeah,
the Pixel XL, it's looking like a really solid phone.
And it's
like
stock
Corey said,
Android too, like which makes it even better.
It's stock Android with Google's vision of Android on it. It's not pure. It's not a Nexus device by any means.
Okay, so it's not like how Nexus will get the update as they push it.
Well, these apparently will, but like they really do have to compete with iPhones here, because Google realized, especially now with the whole Note 7 fiasco, they have to try to compete with iPhones, and
well, all they've got to do is remember to put the headphone jack in, and they're fine.
It has that, but one of the most common things that people look at Android as is, especially if you have an iPhone, they're cheap phones. That's what a lot of people will say about them. Oh, you could only afford an Android? Ha ha ha. That's why Google's also pricing these so much higher, because they realize, okay, people want to complain about our phones being cheap, we'll jack the price up. And you really do have to wonder whether it's worth the money when you compare it to like a OnePlus 3 or a ZTE Axon 7 or something like that. But yeah, AirPods are not bae. They are terrible. I actually used the iPhone 7 AirPods the other day. They're nifty, yeah, because they're wireless. At the same time, they're totally wireless, so that's a downside. I personally have Jaybirds X2. They sound incredible, especially I now have the Galaxy S7. I set it up to just for my ears and stuff. It sounds incredible. AirPods, well, if you don't care what music sounds like, they are great. If you just want to listen to Drake or Justin Bieber or whatever, they are great.
All right.
If you want to hear songs through a 1960 speaker, there you go.
But
all right.
The iPhone 7...
I'm not an Apple guy. I never got into Apple. When my first phone was immediately an Android device. I couldn't...
The way I always put it for people, iPhones are great phones to start off at. When you want to step up to a better phone, that's when you make the move to Android. Like, iPhone 7s just... Not iPhone 7, but iPhones in general. They just work. That's the glory thing that a lot of people really like about them, is they just work. No messing about. Android, because you can get so much deeper customization with an Android, that's where some people start to get all flabbergasted kind of thing. And yeah, you don't need dongles. My S7, which came out the same year as the iPhone 7, has, ready for this, a headphone jack and a charging port without a dongle. And it's waterproof, whereas the iPhone 7's water resistant. It's just Apple is... They
Apple's
think they're
losing its
doing
touch.
Something. I see what they're doing. They're trying to push the Bluetooth market a bit more, which, don't get me wrong, makes sense. But I'm sure everyone listening, and people that aren't even listening, people that just hate the fact they got rid of the headphone jack, I'm sure people would much rather if Apple kept the headphone jack, made the phone a little bit thicker to get rid of that camera hump, and put a bigger battery in it. Like, making the phone like 2 millimeters thicker for more battery life, I guarantee not a single person would say, oh, this is a terrible idea. iPhones have some of the worst battery life of any phones. I've been using my S7 all day and I'm only at 41%. I would much rather, and that's because Samsung made the S7 a bit thicker than the S6 to put a bigger battery in. No one seemed to notice, except for people notice the battery life works. And yeah, so I just posted a picture in the Discord chat. Yeah, not to mention what you look like with the AirPods.
Yeah.
But the iPhone 7 is just, in my opinion, a fail. They're going backwards instead of forwards.
They are.
The beginning of the end.
Yeah. So when we come back from the break, we're going to talk more about games and the gaming industry. We'll be right back after this.
Coming up next,
we're going to be talking Red Dead Redemption 2 and the Nintendo Switch. So stay tuned after this.
The Dash will return in a moment.
It's the Dash. It's the Dash.
welcome back, everybody, to The Dash. I'm your host, Corey Collins, and I got with me Titan and David here with me.
Yeah.
And in the last segment, we talked a lot about tech and stuff like that, but you know what?
We have a tendency to get carried away.
And people were asking why the segments are getting cut off. Unfortunately, I'm limited to 15 minutes for audio sizes for when I upload this later on to play again on this station. Now, with that being said, the nice thing is
I think we're going to continue on with the games and the Nintendo.
Yeah, we're going to continue on with the games. So Rockstar just today released the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer. Now, I'm not one for the Red Dead series. I only played it like for an hour at most, and I'm just like, no thanks.
I mean, I seen a Steam train of the trailer. That's about the only thing.
That's the only thing you guys would remotely care about is the Steam train.
Yeah, you gotta like this authentic Steam trains.
But that said, I'm probably gonna give it a try once it comes to PC. If it comes to PC.
You know what? It will. It's just probably Rockstar trying to get it out the door first.
What? No, it's like you said. It exactly that. It's Rockstar. They're gonna push it on the PS4 and the Xbox One. Get everyone to buy that, because in my case, I have the PS4, the Xbox One, and a good gaming PC. They'll get those people to buy it on the PS4, the Xbox One, and then when it comes out to PC later, then they'll be like, oh, you can buy it again, and we'll transfer your save data. Yay, great. So that's... Well, games are what, like $80 here? Yay, $160.
Yeah. They're now $90.
Yeah, with tax. Yeah,
oh, man.
Yeah, so...
Canadian dollars. For us.
Which is not good.
Americans that are thinking about running to Canada because of the election, just remember, our dollar is crap.
It is
absolute
really
garbage.
it is absolute garbage, yeah.
No, it's not coming to the Wii U. It probably won't come to the PS3 or the 360.
No. They actually not too long ago.
I still love that though. YouTube comments. People are like, "Is it coming to the PS3?" No, it's not.
All the 9-year-olds with PS3 still.
The thing came out in like 2006. No.
The one thing I can say about PlayStation though is just what was it, a few weeks ago they finally ended support for the PS2.
Did they?
Yeah, like they finally cut off all support to it.
Oh, for the online server.
Oh, it's about time they cut that off.
Yes, use it for something that's worthwhile.
Okay.
What does Sony have that's like? What does the PlayStation Network have that's worthwhile right now, except for extremely slow download times and network issues?
Exclusive games. That's the only reason. That's the best thing about every platform, and that's obviously when you go to Reddit or something, you have people running about screaming, cutting each other's heads off. But the thing is, I look at game systems now as the PS4 has exclusives that you can't get anywhere else. Same with the Xbox One. You should get the systems that you like the exclusives on. So if you like the Uncharted franchise or something like that, get a PS4. If you like, it's hard to say much on the Xbox One now because half the games are coming to PC. But, I mean, you should base the decision of which thing to buy based off what games you like. And
exactly.
That's how I look at it as.
Yeah.
Which, for example, if let's do a nice transition into Nintendo. If you like Mario games, then the Nintendo Switch is a thing.
And I actually, the trailer for that was today. Like, it was the world premiere of the Switch today. I actually kind of like the idea. I think that Nintendo might actually have something that they can, make some money back on.
You and I are on completely two different sides. The thing is, home gaming systems, they're doing well. They're not as crazy as they used to be. Obviously, the Wii U, I mean, that happened. It happened, enough said. But home gaming systems still have a point. Because some people like to just come home, lay down on their bed or on their couch or whatever, and play a good game. But the part where you can take it about and carry it with you, just has so many issues. I remember reading in the Discord chat, people were wondering what the battery would be like. Probably crap. I would say maybe if I were to make a guess, because I've used a bunch of phones, tablets, and stuff throughout the years. I'd say anything less than 5 hours.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me, but it would be awful.
Because don't forget also, that little tablet thing is the console.
Well, if they're smart, the tablet itself will have the batteries, it'll have a battery pack in it, hopefully too, and the 2 little side control grips. Hopefully those have batteries and they can all.
Well, those are wireless. You can use those wirelessly, so they need to have a charge to them.
Yeah, but if they can work together, so they simultaneously
provide energy.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, you know it's Nintendo. You know they don't have the brains for that kind of stuff.
Well, we don't know because they haven't really
looked at an even bigger problem though. People don't walk. When's the last time you seen someone walking around with a PlayStation Portable or Vita or a 3DS?
I've never seen anybody.
Yeah,
it was 10 years ago.
And that's what Nintendo's aiming for, is to have that kind of thing where you can carry with you. Sony did that with the PS4 and the Vita. How'd that work for them? People don't care enough to I can bring my tablet gaming system with. Care when they're on the move, they'll whip out their phone and play Angry Birds or Candy Crush or Fruit Ninja or something like that.
The thing with that though is Nintendo has that audience that already does that with the 3DS. They already do that.
Yeah.
So it's they've got the pocket device now, but
it makes sense to have a portable.
This doesn't have that pocket ability to it. It's not portable enough.
It's technically portable, but compared to the 3DS, which it can slip in a pocket. And yeah, I know a lot of people that do have a 3DS, but no one that I know that carries it around. I mean, if the only thing, because I've been trying to think all day since seeing this, what it can be useful for, is maybe if you're in college or something, you go to a calf, you can, hey guys, you set it up on the table like they showed and play. That kind of makes sense to me.
But it's a very niche market.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, how often will that happen?
Yeah, I feel like this is more for the more mature side of gamers, the older audience.
I want it to work. I really do want it to work. I love my 3DS. I had the original 3DS. I have a 3DS XL. I had a DS Lite at the time. I love Nintendo's portable systems. Haven't owned a Wii or a Wii U. I do own a GameCube though. I love their systems. It's just, I just feel like there's going to be one thing that totals it. And someone's just said in the chat too, to be honest, I think it's a good idea for something like long commutes or something. It does. That makes sense if you're going on a long commute.
And actually, I do got to say, if you were to see the premiere video, there is actually an attachment that they showed that you can put on the back of a car, like a car seat, and you can slide it in, and it'll hold it in place, and you can actually use it in a car.
See, that makes sense, but are enough people going to buy it though?
Who knows?
Collectors will love it because they know they'll probably
because everyone that has it, they're probably still mad at Nintendo for releasing a new 3DS.
And I was looking through Facebook today. I was looking through Facebook today, and a lot of my friends were actually interested in this. Just like that, the NES Mini that they're going to come out with next month. That's gonna make them a decent amount of money come Christmas time, because people are gonna want that.
Yeah, but that's the thing with hype though. It's they want it, but when they actually get to look at it and see what it's capable of doing, they're gonna be like,
the NES Classic Edition will do better than this. I guarantee it.
Oh, it will. It's not even generational.
It's a retro thing.
It's non-generational. You don't have to worry about we're targeting it towards youth. We're targeting it towards people who used to play on these devices. They're targeting it for everybody, which is something that Nintendo tries to do. They try to make it a family device.
I just don't think it's going to do well enough.
No.
Like we've mentioned a lot of little things here and there that are good points as to like for selling points, but there's just not going to be like it's such a small niche target audience. Like not a lot of it's not going to do well in my opinion. It's going to be a great system for the people that do like it, but for people with PS4s, Xbox Ones, and even phones nowadays, like you can get an Nvidia Shield tablet for I think it's like $200, and based on leaks, these are leaks, they're not confirmed. This is supposed to start at around $350 US, based on what I read. And when you can buy a Shield tablet plus a Bluetooth controller for maybe $250, brand new, and because the Shield tablet runs Android, you'll get better battery life than this will, I guarantee it. But that also opens you up to emulators, the entire Google Play Store, and the emulator, well, I don't need to tell anyone how vast that is. Like, run everything from NES to PS1 games, maybe even PS2 games. I don't know. And, you know, it's going to have a hard time, both as a home console and a portable console.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that you kind of, you learn to deal with, I guess, is, as a business person, is you gotta take risks, and they're taking
Nintendo knows how to do that.
Well, yeah, and you know what? I think that, you know, they've got enough in the bank from their history that they can easily pull all this kind of thing.
Yeah, but how that'll only work for them.
It'll only last them for so long. So, but yeah,
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Hey, we're gonna take a quick 2-minute break here. When we come back, we're gonna talk cars with David here, because I feel like he's been a little bit left out here, and this is his wheelhouse, and he's been waiting patiently for the past hour.
Cars wheelhouse, I get it.
Shut up. All right, we're gonna take a quick little break here. See you guys in a moment.
Coming up next,
we're going to be talking about White Walls, vinyl roofing, and a little bit more, so stay tuned after the break.
The Dash will return in a moment.
It's the Dash. It's the Dash.
Welcome back, everybody. In the last segment, we talked about games, the Nintendo Switch, and all that other fun stuff, but now we're going to be talking a little bit about vehicles. And this is where we get David in here, because...
Oh, bless the moving contraptions.
This is a segment that I'm tentatively calling In Me Mum's Car. Don't know why I went with this, but we'll go with it anyways. So David...
We'll fly with it.
David,
Yes.
what are we talking? We're talking about white walls and vinyl roofing.
You know what? We're talking about style in general, something new cars lack in, for our younger viewers.
and you lack.
Oh, snap. Oh, yeah, for our younger viewers, back in the older days, like I think it was the 60s and 70s for that matter, you know, some cars had white walls, which the tires were literally white on the sidewalls there. And they even had this thing called vinyl roofing, which was basically the illusion of looking like a convertible, but it was actually just vinyl on top of a metal roof, hence the name vinyl roof. So I'm just curious, you know, in terms of pure taste, why people don't have that same expression of style. Not necessarily, I guess, in that matter, but you know, with new cars, they're very bland and they look alike. You know, back in the day, you could tell the difference between a Toyota or a Plymouth.
Have you seen the 60s? Thank God we've moved away from that.
And then we have Tyne here. But, you know, it's a matter, I guess, of opinion. But, you know, it's just what happened to that expression of styling. You know, a Toyota Corolla now looks like a bowl of oatmeal. Or, you know, a Dodge Challenger looks like a cardboard box with some stripes on it.
Okay, I will not have that. You.
Oh, there you go.
I will not have... Dodge Challenger's the last proper muscle car there is. Muscle
You know
cars
what?
were designed to be like a box with a massive engine, not aerodynamics. That's what. Oh, we can tweak the bash, make it go. No, that's why I like Dodge. Someone over there's smoking the loony drugs or something. Let's throw 707 horsepower. That's how a muscle car should be. Don't you diss the Challenger.
I'm only dissing it merely on its style because it looks like a box.
That's the point of a muscle car.
No.
I'm looking.
No. Me, that's my thing. It is. That's how a muscle car is supposed to look.
I'm currently looking at the 2017 Challenger.
And it looks beautiful.
I have to admit, it does look nice. I don't get where you're saying it looks like a box from. If you want to,
it's like a 3-box design.
If you want to,
Anything Kia's make, that Kia Soul, that's a box. And
if you want a box, get a Silverado.
You know, technically speaking, it has a box on the back, so I mean.
Or a Chevy Impala.
Or a Sierra.
It's a very aerodynamic car, okay?
It is crap.
Let's see.
For those who don't know, I drive an Impala, so he's trying to, throw the bandwagon.
Yeah, and your Impala's shit.
It's
the 20.
Yeah, if you want to look.
What year is your Impala?
Okay, yeah, it's a 2007, so.
Okay, let's Google image this. Yeah, it looks like the standard stripped down ghost cop car.
I would just feel bad. Wake up every morning. Oh, good morning. Oh, shit, I own a Chevy Impala.
You know what? It's not a bad car by any means.
It is!
It is. It's just a little simplistic for your
It's a
taste.
grandpa car.
What? Okay, so Titan, I know your family has a Buick and a van that you hate driving. What?
Van's a piece of crap too.
All of your cars have had issues. Isn't this your second Buick now within the last 10 years?
I mean, maybe.
It's
second Buick, third engine.
What? Well, because your dad loves that Buick. It's the Buick Regal with, I believe,
It's 2000 Buick Regal Grand Sport, so it has a supercharger, and it's definitely not modded anyway at all. Definitely stock.
Definitely stock.
Definitely.
Stay away from Johnny Law there.
The best thing is about it, because it's a Buick Regal, it takes a sleeper approach, which means all go, no show. So it's just great when you pull up to a set of lights beside one of those Fast and Furious guys in their Honda Civic. You're just like, what an unintelligent man. And you're just sitting there revving, and their car sounds like a damn fart can. And you're just sitting there nice and comfortable in the Buick. Light changes, they take off, you're like, alright, you can play that game, you floor it, and you blow the damn doors off them. And then they have to go whine to their friends, oh, what just happened? I have my grandpa in a Buick.
Oh my
That's
god.
what's great about it. The minivan's crap.
A Fiat Multipla. Somebody just said to look that up. Fiat Multipla. Ew!
Yeah.
Ew! What in the world is that? Oh my god, I found one.
You know, here's another one for you. An alternative. How about the Edsel? Google that one for you.
Didn't you just say earlier today you liked the Edsel?
I like the Edsel. But I'm just saying, for those who don't, you might think, oh, it's the ugliest car ever made, but you know what? It's actually...
No, for those born with a gift of sight.
No, it was actually a pretty advanced car for its time. Unfortunately, though, it was...
What the hell is that, Corey?
Oh,
So I googled the Multipla, the Fiat Multipla, and that image showed up. I went on the internet today and I found this. Oh boy.
I wonder if retrofitted a steam whistle onto that.
No.
Choo-choo.
I do have to agree with you though, David. Modern cars, personally, my favorite cars are from the 90s. Because modern cars now, oh, get in. Who are you? Oh, let's adjust this, that. Oh, pair your Bluetooth phone. You don't need all that.
Exactly. It's too much technology.
There is. Like, you don't need your car to massage your seats. You don't. It's stupid.
And I mean, like, we all have our own favorite vehicles. Like, I know for a fact, because you said the 90s, you like a 90s Maranello.
1996 Ferrari 550 Maranello.
There you go.
Favorite car.
And
Yeah,
you know,
from the 90s, holy camoles.
But yeah, like OnStar and all that kind of stuff, it makes sense to have for safe, like you're improving the safety stuff. And like safety features, yes, they are obviously more than welcome because you have more and more idiots on the roads nowadays.
oh my god,
But-
don't even. You just think of the 401 for a minute, shall we?
I'm trying not to. I just had the most terrorizing experience on it on
Oh, it's the
Tuesday.
Death Highway. Oh.
No, it was pouring rain so bad, everyone slowed down to about 40 on it. And even then, it was a guessing game where the lane was. And I was, it took all of my concentration. So everyone's doing 40. Everyone had their four-way flashes on, so I did too. Because if you don't like my speed, go around. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I was in the middle lane. The 401's a highway, by the way, in Ontario. It's 3 lanes in each direction for most part. Well, at least part I was on.
Yeah.
So I was in the middle. Some trucker comes flying up behind me. He realized I'm only doing 40. I guess that wasn't fast enough for him. So he got into the lane beside me, flew past me, blasted on his horn. I'm like, you can blast on your horn all you want. I ain't going faster than 40. Oh man. And he just took off flying. I'm surprised he didn't crash because it was so bad. I could probably see maybe 2 or 3 feet ahead of me.
Yeah, and I mean, like, rain is a very, very big factor when it comes to driving. Like, I'm currently taking my driving lessons right now, and, you know, they're saying, you know, you only go the speed that you're really comfortable at, but at the same time not impeding on traffic. And then when there's, you know, weather, you got to take into account that too. So there's a lot of idiot drivers.
I see someone just in the chat too. 4-ways are for emergency, not for slowing down. I know that, yes, but because the speed limit on the 401 is 100 kilometers per hour, which is 60 miles per hour, and everyone's doing 40, which is maybe like
That's about like 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, you're
So, like,
going much slower
going
than
a lot slower than speed limit on a highway where the speed limit is faster, because the way we learn around here, I'm sure other countries are like this too. You want to stick with the flow of traffic. That is more important than doing the speed limit. If everyone's doing 40 around you and you're doing 100, you are more of a hazard at that point. So if people want to go a little bit faster, I don't have a problem with that. That's why I threw the 4-ways on, so that way people are aware, okay, they are going a little bit slower, so is everybody, and I wasn't the only one with the 4-ways on. Like, probably at least 15 or 16 other cars around me had them on too. And I'm sure David can agree, like, that is an appropriate use to throw the 4-ways on.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing where it's like, hey, I'm right here.
Because,
Watch out.
yeah, like, it's, like, you are going a lot slower. But no, especially too with the 4-ways on. Another reason why we have them on, because we can only see 2 or 3 feet in front of us. The 4-ways make it a lot easier to see the car
Exactly.
instead of just guessing. And it was nighttime too, so it was pitch black. So instead of guessing where the car is, at least that makes the people behind you and like aware, okay, there's a car that close to me. And it makes it easier too to stay in your lane because, again, you can see 2-3 feet in front of you, nowhere else. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, we all live and learn.
Well, and this thing is, like, the 401 at least has lights on it.
The 401,
not for the
also
most
people
part.
don't know too. We just talked about this the other day, us three. It's the busiest highway in North America.
Yeah.
Like, it is, like, you've seen traffic jams in the States. The 401 is actually classified as the busiest highway in North America. So, and no matter what the condition, going 40 on it when the speed limit's 100, like, normally, yes, you're creating a hazard for yourself, but because everyone else is doing the speed limit, and you want to make yourself more visible to other drivers, especially in those kind of weather conditions, that's when you have to start to consider, okay, how can I make myself more visible? Instead of doing a burnout anywhere and having your brake lights on and accelerating, you put the 4-ways on so that way you're more visible to other drivers. I do agree, they're normally, yes, for safety stuff, if you have to pull over to the side of or something like that, but in that situation, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're good to take another break here.
All right.
This was a shorter segment, but we're coming up to the end of the show here, and we'll take a 2-minute break, and then we'll have another quick little chat before we head off for the night. And yeah, that sounds like we're going to have fun. So tune in. We'll be right back after this.
Coming up next,
we're going to quickly, close up the show. So tune in. Stay here.
The Dash will return in a moment.
It's the Dash. It's the Dash.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Dash. I'm your host, Corey Collins, here with Titan and David. Welcome back, guys.
Yo.
Hola.
All right, well, in the last segment, we talked a little bit about cars and all that fun stuff, why they should continue to have white walls and vinyl roofing, and we also talked a little bit about muscle cars.
And why the Dodge Challenger is the only true muscle car there is.
Still the Mustang.
But with that all said,
if you want to crash into people.
This is our regular day-to-day conversation, everybody.
Okay.
Well, I'm talking to an idiot here. The Mustang's just, oh no, it's a Mustang.
Nothing's wrong with the Mustang.
Everything's wrong. Look up Mustang videos on YouTube. Every single video would be of a Mustang leaving a meat.
No, when
crashing
you're going
into a
too
crowd of
fast,
people.
you just Mustang on.
Oh.
There you go. There's a car pun for you.
Yeah, except Mustang drivers don't know how to drive, it seems. Not all of them, but apparently the vast majority.
The mass majority are just old people, because that's most of the target audience. Oh dear. I've never seen one in the Mustang. They all drive BMWs or.
I raced one in the Buick. Just kind of. Well, they got angry.
Yeah,
Because they were too busy scrolling up their tires. Bye.
Hold on.
Anyways,
hold on.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. After about 10 minutes of tinkering later, fun times. So welcome back. Sorry for that long delay, but we're here. Nothing
Still
to
sorting out the issues. It's still
Oops, work in progress.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
So we're doing everything that we can. No, we're not going to arrive by sailboat. That'd be too cliche. We'll arrive by rocket ship.
Or horse and carriage.
Or a Challenger. Horse and carriage sounds nice.
Horse and carriage?
I said carriage.
The pilgrim thing.
We're nomads now. But anyways, there wasn't much that we were going to say anyways. We were just going to say, thank you for tuning in and all that fun jazz. It's been a very long time for me getting this show off of the ground, getting it over to you guys. And I want to thank you all who have listened in today and helped us along the way to get this pilot episode for The Dash up on the air. And I want to start a little tradition here when we end a show. I want to have something called Titan Logic. Now, this is something that Titan does. Titan does this from time to time. He'll say something, and it's a one-liner thing, and it either makes sense, is so stupid that it makes sense, or is so stupid that it's funny. It's one of those three things, and I think...
What do you mean it doesn't make sense?
Sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
No, it always makes sense. If it didn't make sense, I wouldn't say it.
It makes sense to you.
No, it makes sense to everyone.
I'm pretty sure David has had one or two that he just is like, what?
No,
yes, I do. Sometimes every once in a while, smart and...
It's every once in a while.
Yes.
Nope, it's all the time. They make sense all the time.
Okay, anyways, so I want to end today's show with a little bit of some Titan Logic. So what do you have for us today on Titan Logic?
Well, I actually have a list because I have brilliant ideas all the time.
Oh boy.
Basically, I'm thinking starting off, I think I mentioned this to you too. Don't ever try to fly because people are not birds.
And then that's it. It's like that's the logic. It's like it's hashtag.
It makes sense. We are not birds, so why are people trying to fly? I don't know.
We got airplanes.
No, we're not birds.
And that's Titan Logic, everybody. So
it's not logic when it's fact.
Oh snap.
Okay, we'll do with that as we wish. So before everybody leaves, I want to tell you we're on social media. Look us up. We're on Facebook. We are on YouTube, and we're on Twitter as well. So if you want to get to any of those, go to www.the-show.com. I mean, if you weren't on that website, how in the world would you be listening to me right now? So I want to thank you all again for tuning in. And, it's been a ton of fun here. Return next week for another show, same time, same place. And remember to share the show with your friends, and don't be afraid to laugh out loud in public. I've been Corey Collins with the help of my panel, Titan McBride, David Lee. Thank you guys for tuning in with us on the chat, and that's it for today. Do you guys want to say goodbye?
Goodbye, folks.
Sorry?
What do you mean, sorry? Did you not hear us?
I didn't hear you.
No.
Well, open your ears.
I
said, see you guys. Thanks for listening.
Okay. Have a good one, guys.
You can't see the pieces. Okay.
You're listening to The Dash,
a Muse Media production.
Tune in online at thedashshow.com.
All right, guys, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
It's the Dash.